Greetings to all, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ and welcome to the session 2 of Unit 3 Reciprocating Machines for the course Machine Tool Technology or 4th semester Diploma Mechanical Engineering pertaining to the course code 15ME43T. Myself Muhammad Imran, lecturer in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Government Polytechnic, Harvard. Table of content. In the today's session, we are discussing the following content: shaper mechanism, crank and slotted lever mechanism, hydraulic shaper mechanism. So shaper mechanism, why the shaper mechanism is required? So in shaper, as we are discussed earlier, during the forward stroke, the cutting action takes place. The ram holding the tool reciprocates during the forward stroke, performs the cutting operation, whereas during the return stroke, there will be no metal cutting takes place. So it is the idle stroke. So this is the idle stroke and no metal cutting action takes place. Therefore, in order to save the production or machining time, so this idle time has to be reduced. That means the return stroke should be performed in a much lesser time compared to the forward stroke. So in order to achieve this quick return motion mechanism, why it is called this quick return is the return stroke, which is idle, has to be performed quickly compared to the forward stroke. That's why it is called as quick return motion mechanism. So in order to achieve the quick return of ram or the tool during the return stroke, the following mechanisms are used. First one is crank and slotted lever mechanism, Whitworth quick return mechanism, hydraulic shaper mechanism. So let us discuss one by one. First one is the crank and slotted lever mechanism. So you can see the line diagram of crank and slotted lever mechanism. It consists of a ram, a slotted bar like this, slotted bar AP, the fixed link AC, the link fixed AC, that is the link 3, and the slotted bar, which is a connecting rod, which is a link 4, and the short link connecting rod PR, so which connects the slotted bar to the ram. So the ram, at the end of the ram, it carries the tool. The forward stroke or the cutting stroke takes place when the ram moves from left to right. This is the R1 to R1, R2 is the maximum line of stroke of the ram. As the ram moves from R1 to R2, the cutting stroke takes place. As the ram moves from R2 to R1, the return stroke takes place. The line of action of the ram is perpendicular to the fixed link AC when produced, which is exactly perpendicular to the fixed link AC. So let us discuss how it works. So the driving crank CB rotates. So this dotted line indicates the circle created by the rotation of the crank. As the power is supplied to the this crank will rotate with a fixed center C. So with the uniform angular speed, the CB will rotate. So as the CB rotates, it will create a circle. You can see here, this dotted will generate a circle here. So the CB links generate a circle here. So the CB rotates with the fixed center C. So AP1 and AP2 is the slotted bar AP. The crank is connected through a crank pin to the slotted bar at B. This revolving crank is connected to the slotted bar at B. So the sliding block is attached to the crank pin at B. This is the sliding block. This is the sliding block here. The small rectangular piece is the sliding block, which is connected to the slotted bar at the position B. the slide along the slotted bar AP. This sliding block slides along the slots provided inside the slotted bar. Uh, a short link PR, you can see here, this is a short link PR which performs the connecting rod, transmit the, as the crank rotates, so as the crank rotates, as the crank CB rotates with a fixed center C, this slotted bar oscillates like this, it will oscillate like this, as it rotates, as it is fixed at C, and slotted bar is fixed at C, it cannot revolve along with the crank pin, it will oscillates like this. So these are the AP1 and AP2 are the extreme position of this slotted bar. AP1 and AP2 is the extreme position upon which it will not oscillate. These are the both are the extreme position of the this slotted bar. Both this AP1 and AP2 are tangential to the circle generated by the crank CB. So this CV is generate one circle. So the extreme position AP1 and AP2 are tangential. You can see here, if both are tangential. So it is the end of the, it is the start of the return stroke, forward stroke. It is the end of the return stroke. So this extreme position is, both extreme positions are tangential to the circle produced by the driving crank CB. So the short link PR transmits the oscillating motion of the slotted bar into the reciprocating motion of the ram. So the forward stroke takes place when the crank rotates from the position, you can see here, the crank rotates from the position CB1 to the CB2, the forward action, the cutting action takes place through an angle beta, you can see here, and the return stroke takes place as the crank moves from CB2 to the CB1, you can see here, as the crank rotates from CB2 to the CB1, the return stroke takes place. The forward stroke takes place as the ram moves from R1 to R2, and the return stroke takes place as the ram moves from R2 to R1, which is from right to left. So you can little consideration by this geometry, you can see that the angle beta is greater than the angle alpha. You can see the angle beta is more than 180 degree. The total circle is having 360 degree. You can see that angle beta is more than 180 degree. You can see here this angle beta is more than 180 degree, whereas the alpha is which is less than 180 degree. That means as the beta angle performs the cutting stroke, that will take much time because the cutting action takes place. It will require much time. Whereas angle alpha is a return stroke, that is the idle stroke. No cutting action takes place. It is performed by a very less angle. That means it will take a very less time compared to the cutting stroke. So in this type of mechanism, so in this way, the return stroke, the quick return motion mechanism is achieved by using crank and slotted lever mechanism. So the ratio of time of cutting stroke to the time of return stroke is given by the formula beta by alpha, beta by 360 minus of beta, or 360 minus of alpha divided by alpha. The cutting stroke is performed by angle beta, whereas the return stroke is performed by angle alpha. The angle beta is always greater than the 180 degree, always greater than the alpha, and alpha is always less than 180 degree because it is a return stroke and it should be quick. So this is about the crank and slotted lever mechanism. Just we can see one animation so that we can clearly understand this crank and slotted lever mechanism.
The crank and slotted quick return mechanism converts rotary motion into linear motion.
So this is the slotted
In
bar.
this mechanism, the return stroke of the ram is faster than the forward stroke.
This is fixed link ES here, fixed one. This is AP and this is PR.
It is inversion of single slider crank chain. This inversion is obtained when link number 3 connecting rod is fixed. major part of the crank and slotted quick return mechanism. The crank needs to rotate through an angle of beta for the forward stroke, and it needs to rotate through an angle of alpha for the return stroke. As crank moves with uniform angular velocity, time taken to cover angle alpha will be less than the time taken to cover angle beta. Hence, the return stroke of the ram is faster than the forward stroke. As the slider will move inside the slotted bar, it will provide a rocking movement to the slotted bar. And this movement will be transferred to the ram, providing it a reciprocatory motion. Hence, the rotary motion of the crank is converted into reciprocatory motion of ram. In this way, the crank and slotted lever quick return mechanism works. Quick return ratio is time of cutting stroke upon time of return stroke is equal to beta upon alpha. And we can find length of stroke by this formula. 2 into length of slotted bar into length of crank upon length of fixed link. Quick return mechanism finds application in shaper machines, screw press, power-driven saw, mechanical actuators, and slotting machines. So that's it. Please like and share this video, and subscribe to my channel.
Next is the hydraulic shaper mechanism. So in a hydraulic shape, the ram moves forward and return by means of a piston which is bolted inside the ram body. The piston rod is connected to the end of the piston rod is connected to the ram. It is bolted to the ram body. High pressure oil is pumped from the reservoir. This is the oil reservoir, you can see here. It consists of oil reservoir, discharge pump, throttle valve, and a valve chamber which is used to supply the oil to the particular chamber or left side or towards the right side of the piston. You can see here. Either side of the piston, the operating valve. When the high pressure oil enters on the right side of the, when the high pressure oil enters on the right side of the, you can see this is the right side of the piston. The cutting action takes place. Piston. The ram performs the forward stroke. As the oil from here, the pumping action takes place. It will pump the oil from here to the valve chamber. It will come from this slot to the right side of the piston with a high pressure. It will pushes the oil will pushes the piston towards the right to left, and it will the piston is connected to the ram. It will slide the ram towards right to left. That will perform the forward stroke. As the from that the oil from the left side of the cylinder will come through this valve, and it will come through to the reservoir, back to the reservoir. And during the return stroke, the oil is oil is supplied to this chamber, and it will go through this valve and to this left side of the piston. When the piston is here now, after completing the forward stroke, the piston position will be here. So the oil will supply from this chamber here and to this valve to this right side of left side of the piston. So when the high pressure oil is pushed into the left side of the piston, it will pushes the piston towards the right side. So that will perform the return stroke. So this valve chamber, the reversing lever are used to change the valves in the valve mechanism. Reversing lever. Here is the reversing lever, and dog helps to alter the valve position in the valve chamber. It is used to alter the valve position in the valve chamber. The quick return motion is achieved by the difference in stroke volume of the cylinder. So it is having a different stroke volume. So the left side of is smaller. The left side of the cylinder is having a less stroke volume compared to the right side. So that performs as the pump is a constant discharge one. The high pressure developed on the left side of the ram, left side of the cylinder pushes the cylinder with a higher pressure compared to the forward stroke. So all the shaper mechanism requires a quick return motion mechanism. Why? Because the return stroke is idle one. So return stroke should be performed very quickly. Here in shaper, the quick return is achieved by keeping the stroke volume. Stroke volume means total length of the volume as where piston moves. The stroke volume on the left side is very less compared to the right side of the cylinder. So when the stroke volume is less, so the length, the movement of the piston is also, the movement of the ram is also less. The time required is also less. So in this way, the quick return motion is applied. The high pressure oil is pushes the cylinder with a higher pressure compared to the forward stroke. That's why the return stroke will be performed with a high pressure and with a faster rate compared to the forward stroke. So this completes this session. So thank you for watching. Thank you.